Hello, my beautiful sewing tribe, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Today's Tuesday, which means we are doing another SiQ Quick Tips Tuesday, where I'm actually going to show you guys how to do gathers with your serger. I figured because the last couple videos I did, I kind of touched on it, that we'd actually dive a little bit deeper today. And before we get this shindig started, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any of my future uploads. The Brother 1034D Serger, in my opinion, is one of the best machines for beginners to skilled seamstresses. Now, when purchasing this machine, it typically comes with 3 snap-on feet, and the gathering foot is one of them. So looking here real quick at this little foot, it does look a little bit different than the other ones that come with the machine. You'll see the little slit on the side here. I'm actually going to show you a couple of different ways to do gathers. Now this is a snap-on, so what you're going to do is just slide this onto your machine. Now these can be kind of a pain to get on. I typically like to lift the front of my foot and push the button around the back of the foot to get it to snap into place. Now, the biggest tip I'm going to give you right here is you need to make sure that your settings are perfect. Now, this is your differential feed. You're going to want to put your differential feed all the way up at a 2.0. This stitch length, I like to put at a 4.0. The higher you put that number, the more gathers you're going to get. And then this stitch width, I always keep mine at a 7. That is a total personal preference. And I do keep my knife in the on position because I figure if there's frays on the side of the fabric, it'll get rid of them. Tip number 2, use a heavier duty thread for cone 1 and cone 2. Now you can see the one on the left hand side. This is actually a stretch thread. The reason I say use a heavier weight thread is because you're going to be putting tension on those to get your gathers. Always make sure that you serge a little long tail at the beginning of your project. Today I'm going to be showing you gathers using 100% cotton fabric. So what I like to do is I like to take the edge of the fabric and stick it up underneath my foot. I always lift my presser foot. You can see that this foot free moves if you lift the front of it. Put your foot down. Now, another big tip I'm going to tell you is do not put any tension on that fabric. Since we're doing a gather, you don't want to pull the fabric taut. You want to just let it rest over the top of the machine. I'm actually using my fingers to help guide it through the machine, not actually putting any tension on it. And it quite literally is that simple. This is a game changer for me because I remember having to use a thread and a needle and just do the up and down by hand manually. Come a long way since then. Okay, so the next way I'm going to show you is, let's say you want to do a gather on one side, but you want to have one side that's flat. So like, let's say you're doing a maxi skirt. You're going to take another piece of fabric and kind of thread it in between the toe of that foot. Once again, do not put any tension on your fabric and let it zip through your machine. So you're basically letting your machine do all of the work. You're just kind of guiding it through the machine nice and neat. And this is what I mean if you want one side to be flat and one side to be gathered. So like think of a bed skirt. Now, going back to the first one, let's say that's not enough gathers for you. We did touch on this the last couple of videos that I did, and I will link them up somewhere in the video. I'm going to snip off a lot of the excess thread, and I'm just going to kind of pull on the end of these threads. Actually, you can already see it right here. Because my needle 1 and needle 2 are a thicker thread, you can see right here, those 2 shorter, thicker threads. Needle 1 and needle 2 are the ones that you're going to pull and give tension to. And this was the same method I showed you guys in last week's video where I showed you how to remove the threads from a project that you might have messed up on. And what you'll do is you'll just pull and pull and pull until you get the proper gathers that you want. And then you can either tie off the end or just leave it. Now I made a boo-boo here, and we're going to go back and address this because I want y'all to know I'm not perfect. I mean, I make mistakes too. Happy accident. So close up, I'm going to show you want to snip through all of your threads. So I snip through needle 1, needle 2, and my upper looper, and I turn the fabric over, and I just snip my lower looper. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the other end of the fabric because I want to take these apart. And I showed you guys how to do this in last week's video. I'm going to grab onto needle 1 and needle 2 from this end. And this is so I don't unravel the left-hand side of the fabric that we already gathered. And I'm going to pull those threads out of the project and remove the upper and lower looper. And then we can begin again and hopefully not have a hole in the project. Remember to always keep your tails long. And I'm going to start where I snipped off the threads. This is actually just kind of a happy accident. I didn't really mean to make a hole, but I figured, you know, would leave it in the video and I'd show you guys how to address this because I've actually done this before in the middle of a project. So, like I said, happy accident. So, put your needle in the down position, lift your foot, take your fabric and thread it in between the toe of that foot. I guess it's called a toe. I'm not quite sure. The 2 plates. Now I'm going to hold the fabric on the top with my left hand and the gathered fabric in my right hand, just kind of guiding it through. Remember, don't use any tension. And I keep looking back and forth to make sure that I'm catching both the fabric on the top and the fabric on the bottom. And once again, I'm just letting the machine do all the work here. This is just so simple. You're going to find this makes all your projects go that much quicker. You're going to be making tutus in no time. And there you have it. There's 2 different ways that you can do gathers with your gathering foot. I hope you guys found this helpful and that you guys go and gather up all your sewing supplies and make ruffles and everything. As always, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel before you leave. Follow me on all other social media, and I will see you sweet babies in my next video. Bye.